right, Merry Belated Christmas, everyone. Sorry it took me so long to get this video out, but life has been a little chaotic, and I will say why at the end of this video. But let me give a quick recap of 2025. Absolutely incredible year. So many amazing things happened. Stuff that was standard for my life, stuff that was new for my life. On the new front, my wife Courtney and I got married 2 weeks before the end of 2024, so this was our first full year together as a married couple, and it was just wonderful. It's a continuation of all the good stuff that we have and we do all the time. Additionally, I started a new job at a company called Lytics as a technical program manager, and I'm very, very happy there. I feel at home with my coworkers. They're great teams. It's a really good mission. So Lytics is a company that builds dash cams for long haul trucks to help make driving safer, and they do. So it's great to be part of that mission. So I worked that job all year. So starting at the beginning of the year, Courtney and I do a lot of live events. So we started with some fun stuff. We saw Monster Jam and WWE came to San Diego, so we got to do that. They had El Rey Mysterio as a native San Diegan, so he was cool to see. We went with our friends Lisa and Nate, and her dad joined us at WWE. And then we continued on we're trip leaders for Wilderness Basics course, and we led a bunch of students. We went out to the Mud Caves, we went out to Domelands, and then we led our snow camp trip, which had this enormous storm. And so we woke up at like 4:30 in the morning, drove up to Mammoth, and then got into the parking lot at like 2. And so we're heading out into the storm. It ended up on Reddit, all these photos of our group, and people are trying to figure out who we were. We got into camp, spent hours helping make sure everyone was safe. Finally, by like 8:30, we were ready to get into our tent. We're the very last people. And we stopped and took a selfie to remember the moment, because what was really noticeable to us was, in all that stress and pressure and trying to get everything done, we worked really well as a team and as a couple, and we never got mad at each other or frustrated. And that kind of reminded us that we can get through anything. So we have this photo on our table in the apartment. Continuing into the year, we did our standard Hobbit Day, so it's kind of our joke version of, I think it's supposed to be like Tolkien's birthday or something. We just do it. It's a way to cook all 7 Hobbit meals throughout the day, and we have like friends and family flowing in and out of the apartment all day. Good excuse to cook new meals and catch up with friends. And then after that, I had my Not a Bachelor party out in Nashville with my buddies Chris, Tony, and Rick. And we got to see a lot of Nashville, have some good food, catch up, good people. That was great. A little while later, I went out with Rick and his wife, Laura. We went scuba diving out in Cozumel. It was his birthday. And my dad, who is a former Navy SEAL, joined us. And so I finally got to scuba dive with my dad. I think the last time I did that was in college. That was really great. And then after that, we celebrated. Me and some friends went backpacking in the Sierras, Tona, Chelsea, and Blaine. So we got to do a good backpacking trip. Really, really loved that mountain range. And then I celebrated my 50th birthday. My buddy Tony came in town for that. Had like 3-day extravaganza. We made the Feral Zoo. It's like an old, huge ice cream thing. So me and Courtney's dad built a litter to carry it on. It's like a 2-person platform, and there's this huge 30 scoop of ice cream. All my friends contributed, threw stuff in, some gold flakes, some animals, all kinds of goodies and stuff. And then my friends Jen and Lisa paraded it around, making a ton of noise. That was awesome. So I celebrated that with my friends. And then moving towards later in the year, am I forgetting anything? Yeah, something else coming. So then we, toward the end of Courtney and I had our honeymoon. We went out to Iceland and Norway. And throughout all this, Courtney was pregnant. And so we traveled for 2 weeks, got to catch up with my buddy Patrick out in Norway. I got to do this really iconic scuba dive in Iceland. It's between 2 tectonic plates. The water is crystal clear because it's filtered through volcanic rock. And yeah, so the last big news is, so I mentioned, well, actually one last thing. We went to Universal with friends and family. And then my brother Nate came out in the middle of the year. So last big news is my wife Courtney gave birth in late January. And so we now have a new baby girl. Let me introduce her. Does she need the... Maybe. Alright, so this is our new baby girl, Charlotte Sierra Clapp. She's being a little fussy, but she's really sweet. Normally she's pretty calm. Let's see if she can take her pacifier again. Can you take that again? But she's very healthy. She's generally pretty calm. I think she's going to make a noise here. She does need a diaper change, I can smell. But I love her dearly. She's so sweet. And she was very, very long. She's like 97th of 98th percentile length for a baby. So we got a tall redhead coming here. So anyway, it's great being a dad. I got to play polo last year. Played poloine. Oh no, baby. There you go. And I was supposed to play polo a week ago, and I ended up just not going because Charlotte was sitting on my chest, and it was really nice. Alrighty, let me give you back to Mommy. She's the best person in the world. Alright, so yeah, that's pretty much it. Just loving being a dad. It's so great. Learning so much about myself, about my wife, about babies. And just grateful to have that to look forward to with all the chaos and the lack of sleep and everything. It's still pretty wonderful. So anyway, thank you all for being in my life, and looking forward to an amazing 2026.